D-Hop potentially going to be a New England Patriot for Mac Jones. Obviously, they're going to need a little bit more weapons up there. They have a person who's an offensive-minded person calling plays this year. Mac Jones said, yeah, it's normal. I feel pretty good.
Yep.
And everybody's like, well, that's a shot at last year having a special teams and a defensive guy running the offense. What do you think about the New England Patriots up there potentially bringing in D-Hop? And how do you see Mac Jones having another year? Is this guy going to make it in the NFL or not? What do you think?
Let me just say this. I'm not going to say they're going to be the most improved offense and he'll be the most improved quarterback in the league, but he's going to be in the top three. And without a doubt, the Patriots are going to be one of the top three improved offenses. I'm 1,000% behind Mac Jones. There's of all the younger quarterbacks that have not had an opportunity to kind of prove their consistency and what they can offer. I'm just telling you right now, I sit here in whatever month we're in, June. I'm telling you right now that Mac Jones is going to be Pro Bowl caliber quarterback in the very near future, whether it's this year or in the next couple years. He's that good. I did a thing for the draft in 21 where I sat down with Trevor and Justin Fields and Mac and a few other guys that went out that year. There were like 5 of them in the first round. And he was by far the most impressive guy when it came to, he was coming out of Sark's offense at Alabama at the time, that 1920 national championship team when they blew Ohio State out. I would say that everybody talks about Burrow in 19 at LSU. I would say 20 with Mac, because when you talk to him about the offense, he was honestly the most impressive quarterback I've ever spoken to in college about like what he sees and how his brain processes and how it fires. So give me a break on what they were doing offensively last year. I mean, that he had no chance. He not only did he not have weapons around him, but what they were doing schematically, he had no chance. So to blame him is a bunch of bullshit. So you get Billy O'Brien,
yes,
who is as good of offensive mind as there is, to come in there and work with Mac Jones. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a drastic change in what he's doing as a quarterback and what the Patriots are going to be able to do on that side of the football. So that's just my feelings. We'll see where it is when the season starts, but get ready for a much improved Patriots season this year.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to you have that much passion about it, because the stories that were coming out of last year, and you probably know more than us because you're doing Thursday night, you're having actual conversations behind closed doors and getting information from people. Allegedly, Mac Jones would ask a question on like a Wednesday about a potential situation that could arise in the game, and he was being told, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. It's like every situation I've been in the professional league, the men's league, I don't know what it's like in college where it's like, hey, just shut up. It won't happen. Just in some places, not saying that happens everywhere, but in the men's league, like that's expected out of the quarterback. Like, hey, we need to, and instead of, that was wild to hear. And I think it kind of put a little bit better depiction of what was going on.
Pat, go back to last year. I'm sure you guys watch every game. How many times did you see the frustration on Mac Jones's face? And a lot of times people blamed him for immaturity and being a crybaby. The number of times the camera caught him very frustrated, looking at the sidelines, and you know what I mean. There was many games. Well, this is a guy that he's a bit of a hothead. When he was a freshman and sophomore in college, you had Jalen Hurts and you had Tua there, and he's down there getting in fights with future first round draft pick defensive linemen, and they used to call him McEnroe because he grew up playing tennis. He's a big tennis guy. And Saban told me we called him McEnroe because he's some bitch had a temper. He's this kid. He's like, I never seen a quarterback, to have this kind of temper.
Hell yeah.
So he has that in him. He has that like disposition of getting fiery and combative. And so a couple times the cameras last year, even the game that we had him on a Thursday night against Buffalo, and he was frustrated. Who would not be frustrated with what they were trying to do last year? And again, he had very few weapons around him, not to mention he didn't have the best scheme to attack. So, I think anybody who's a competitor is going to get frustrated, but you build in that background. This guy is a leader. He doesn't have the size. He's not an imposing looking with the stature that some of these guys are, but do not be fooled by that. This guy is one of a kind when it comes to the intangibles and what he can bring to a team. So, I am passionate about him because I've seen what he can do, and I've seen his mind and how that works. There's no question, again, that if they get the right pieces around him, this guy can not only flourish, but he can be one of the elite quarterbacks, I think, in the NFL.
D-Hop would be a great addition to that. And he knows Bill O'Brien's offense. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, he would. But Kirk, along those lines, the division's only getting better when you look around his division. Like how can they navigate this path? And obviously they're going to be improved, but how much better can they be? Like how much better is that? You think they can make a playoff run?
Well, again, I think the DNA of that franchise speaks for itself. You know, I know that they've been off, you know, and they've been trying to find things. I'm not saying that this kid can be Tom Brady, obviously, but I do think that he can provide enough playmaking ability. I think they've done a nice job with picking up some pieces around him. You bring in Billy O'Brien, who, again, you could say whatever you want about his experience as a head coach and the way it ended at Houston. It doesn't take away his ability to pick apart a defense, understand defensive weaknesses, and how to come up with some answers. And to me, yeah, that division is better for obvious reasons. I mean, a lot of high-profile names right now, but you need to see that come together. You know, I think a lot of that has to do with potential. The Bills, we know, are the Bills. You know, that we know that is a proven collection of players that we know that they're going to make a run and they're going to be right in the thick of things, not only in the East but in the entire conference. The Dolphins and the Jets, to me, they show potential. You look at them on paper. We saw times when Tua was healthy, those guys really clicking. But I just respect the Patriots and Bill Belichick as long as he's there as a head coach. I'm just one of those guys that if he has the right quarterback, I would never write them off. So that's going to be one of the more exciting divisions, I think, in the entire year this year.
I concur. Can't wait to see what the Jets do because with the rumors that maybe Dalvin Cook goes over there.
Look out.
He's liking tweets. Would Joe Douglas be able to make that work? Maybe D-Hop joins him over there. Maybe D-Hop goes to the Patriots. Diana Rossini said he is waiting for, he's mulling offers from the Titans and the Patriots. Are there other teams in the mix, like the Chiefs or anybody else that's always in the mix for everything? We shall see.